The Houston Astros are on deck for the city of Houston. I'm giving you my free agency predictions coming up next. Cue the intro. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The League. Your host, as always, Harley Dugan. I am doing free agency predictions for the Houston Astros only for batting. I'm not going to be talking about pitching. I'm just going to focus on offense. In another video, I will be doing pitching. Patience, my fellas, okay? Patience. We are focusing on the batting because the elephant in the room is the outfield. And we already know that all three starters are not returning for the Houston Astros. Granted, they're in free agency, let's say. We know Reddick is not coming back. He gave out a heartfelt Instagram post talking about the city of Houston. Much respect to you, Josh Reddick. We feel that in conclusion, George Springer is going to be leaving. He's not going to be coming back. In my opinion, I see him going to either the Boston Red Sox because he's from Connecticut. He has a connection with Alex Cora. They have a need in outfield, and it feels like it's been a while since they've spent a little money. Just what I think. Then the other option for him would be somebody like the New York Mets with Steve Cohen. The new owner, he's already expressed that he wants to spend money. He's also expressed his interest in getting somebody like George Springer. He said that is a winner. Thirdly is Michael Brantley. And Michael Brantley, we look at his rumors, it's already been expressed that he wants to re-sign with the Houston Astros. There's already been dialogue. And then there's also some rumors that the New York Yankees have looked at Michael Brantley. I don't know how much chew that one had. There wasn't a lot of chew to the Yankee story. There was more chew towards him re-signing with the Houston Astros. But let's get to it because I'm going to give you all a few options of who I want. Because left field, I see the Astros re-signing Michael Brantley. We already know at right field, Kyle Tucker is going to be the right fielder. But center field is the biggest question mark. Yes, I know there's still a question mark at left field, but center field is the biggest one right now. And I'm going to give y'all three names that I think the Houston Astros should definitely take a look into for taking that center field spot. One of them is a possible reunion with Jake Marisnick. Jake the Snake, Big Fudge, Big Rakin' Jake Marisnick. We already know who he is and what he brings to the table. He can automatically replace Myles Straw for me. Myles Straw is just a glorified Derek Fisher. He does not do anything special to me. All he is a pinch runner. I saw what he did defensively, and yes, granted, it's a 60-game season, but it is a what have you done for me lately league everywhere. Okay, and what I saw from Myles Straw, it just felt like, in my opinion, and he could get better at this, but in my opinion, it just feels like he uses his speed rather than his reaction time, and that is a problem. Just because you are the fastest player, one of the fastest players in baseball, that is nothing new I'm saying, doesn't mean you have a lack of awareness in the outfield, especially center field in Minute Maid Park. Now, Jake Marisnick, we already know who he is. He's a defensive dynamo. We already know what he did against many Yankee games, okay? We already know. Let's get it going. 230, about 220 batting average. He's going to give you about 10 to 20 home runs and about 40 to 60 RBIs. That's what Jake Marisnick usually always got you as a rotational center fielder. Now he can be here and be the starting center fielder for you. And, you know, if you want to still have Myles Straw, you can have him as a backup. But I'd rather have Jake Marisnick regardless to replace Myles Straw, either to be a starter or to be what Myles Straw is right now, their guy that they put in every once in a while. The next option for me is somebody like Kike Hernandez. Kike Hernandez is a former Dodger, was a long time ago former Astros. The Dodgers ended up grabbing him in a 5-rule draft. He's interesting, and what he really helps me is not only for right now, but he helps me in the future for the Houston Astros. Because why do I say that? Aledmys Diaz is going to be a free agent next year. You pay Kike Hernandez, you don't have to, and he doesn't seem like a guy that you're going to have to, open the bank for. You can pay him, be your center fielder this year, still have that question mark at center field, and it gives you time for not only this year, and next year, because Kike Hernandez can play everywhere on the diamond. He can play everywhere. Left field, center field, right field, third base, shortstop, second base, first base. Kike Hernandez can do it all. That's what the Dodger fans raved about him. And another thing they raved about is how clutch he was in the playoffs. When the lights were the brightest, Kike Hernandez produced runs when you needed him the most. I think that would be a really good signing for the Houston Astros. His defense did not lack anywhere on the diamond. He made assists. He was doing his thing. Almost errorless free baseball in the outfield. That is a guy I would definitely like the Houston Astros to take a peek into. And then the last option is the fan favorite, Jackie Bradley Jr., former Boston Red Sox, former Gold Glover, 31 years old. Yes, he's coming off his best season yet. Granted, a 60-game schedule, a little bit of a fluke year if you ask me. But at the end of the day, I know that Jackie Bradley Jr. is a great defensive juggernaut for a center fielder. One of the best defensive center fielders, up there with a George Springer, and that's something I extremely like. Because when you look at this batting lineup, 1 through 6, you're loaded. There's lineups in baseball that would kill for your 1 through 6. Adding a Jackie Bradley Jr. just makes you more devastating. Okay, even though offensively he's about a career 239, 240 batting average hitter, you're not going to be expecting much from a JBJ, not at all. All I need him to do is his defense. You can bat him anywhere in the lineup, whether you want to bat him 1 at leadoff or you can bat him somewhere at 7. But those are my free agency predictions for the Houston Astros. Brantley resigns, you get Jackie Bradley Jr., and you potentially look at a reunion for Jake Marisnick. I would be extremely happy if that's what we ended up with. So that's it for today's video, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for the notice to turn on. Drop your free agency predictions down below in the comment section. As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. Y'all have a blessed day.